Jason stood in his dimly light woodshop, looking at the wooden slab on his workbench. It was the most beautiful piece of wood he had ever seen. The black walnut had dark and light swells, telling a story of its own. But it had a large crack in the middle, ruining its perfect surface. Jason spent nearly all his savings, $2,000, buying this slab. He found it at an estate sale among old furniture and forgotten things. The moment he saw it, he knew he had to have it. He believed this slab could be a masterpiece. But now, looking at the crack, doubt crept in. The upcoming art show was his big chance. It was the biggest event of the year for local artists, and it could change his life. Jason has struggled for years to make a name for himself as a woodworker. He loved working with wood, the feel of it under his hands, the smell of sawdust. But talent wasn't enough. He needed a break, a piece that would set him apart. This slab was his opportunity. Okay, Jason, he murmured, running a hand through his messy hair. You can do this. You just need to fix it. He had read about using epoxy resin to repair cracks in wood. He had tried it a few times, but never on a project big like this. This slab was almost 8 feet long and 3 feet wide. The crack was nearly 2 inches wide at its biggest point. It was going to be hard, but Jason was determined. Jason spent the next few days learning about epoxy resin. He watched videos, read articles, and asked experienced woodworkers for advice. He learned about different types of resin, how to mix it, and how to apply it. He was careful in his preparation, knowing he couldn't afford any mistakes. He decided to fill the crack with clear resin to highlight the wood's natural beauty. He also planned to add metallic pigment to the resin to make it shimmer and catch the light. It was a bold choice, but Jason felt it was right. Once he was confident in his plan, he started preparing the slab. He cleaned the wood thoroughly, removing any dust that could interfere with the resin. He sanded the edges of the crack, ensuring the resin would stick properly. He built a custom frame around the slab to hold the resin as it cured, making sure it was level and secure. The day of the pour arrived and Jason was nervous. He had invested so much time and money in this project, and a single mistake could ruin everything. But he knew he had prepared well. It was time to start. He mixed the resin, adding the metallic pigment and stirring until it was even. The resin had a mesmerizing quality, the pigment swirling and shimmering. Jason took a deep breath, steadying his hands as he prepared to pour. Slowly, he poured the resin into the crack. He worked carefully, making sure the resin filled the entire void and went deep into the wood. He used a small torch to remove any air bubbles, ensuring a smooth finish. The resin began to settle, the pigment creating a stunning effect. Jason continued to pour, layer by layer, allowing it to partially cure before adding the next. It was slow and tedious, but he knew it was necessary. As the hours passed, he saw his vision coming to life. The crack, once a flaw, was now a striking feature. With the resin poured and the crack filled, Jason had to wait for the resin to cure. It was a nerve-wracking time filled with anxiety. He checked the slab regularly, making sure the resin was curing properly and no new air bubbles formed. He monitored the temperature and humidity in his shop. While he waited, Jason focused on other parts of the project. He worked on the legs for the table, choosing pieces of wood that matched the slab. He crafted them with care, knowing every detail mattered. He thought about finishing touches, considering different finishes and sealants. Finally, after what felt like forever, the resin was fully cured. Jason removed the frame and began sanding and polishing the slab. It was a hard work, but after the surface became smooth and shiny, he felt proud and satisfied. The slab was everything he had hoped for and more. The day of the art show arrived, and Jason was a bundle of nerves. He loaded the table into his truck, making sure it was secure. The show was at a large exhibition hall in the city. As he drove, he felt a mix of excitement and fear. This was his moment, and he hoped all his hard work would pay off. The exhibition hall was busy when he arrived. Artists were setting up their booths, each showing their works, hoping to attract buyers and recognition. Jason found his assigned space and set up his display. He placed the table in a prominent spot and arranged a few smaller pieces around it. As the show opened to the public, Jason watched nervously as people began to enter the hall. He saw them stop to admire the table, their eyes widening at its beauty. He overheard words of admiration and curiosity. It was a good sign, but he knew he needed more than just compliments. As the day went on, more people came to Jason's booth. They asked about his process, admiring the craftsmanship and unique use of resin. He handed out business cards, hoping to generate future leads. But as the hours passed, he still hadn't made a sale. He began to worry if he had aimed too high. Just as he was about to lose hope, a distinguished man approached his booth. He wore a tailored suit and had an air of authority. He examined the table closely, running his fingers over the smooth surface and inspecting the resin-filled crack. "This is exceptional work," the man said with genuine admiration. "I've never seen anything like it. The way you've used the resin is remarkable." "Thank you," Jason replied, his heart pounding. "I wanted to highlight the wood's natural beauty and create something unique." "You've succeeded," the man said. "I'm Charles Wellington. I curate a gallery downtown and I'm always looking for talented artisans. I think your work would be perfect for our upcoming exhibition." Jason's eyes widened in disbelief. This was the opportunity he had been waiting for. "Thank you, Mr. Wellington. That would be an incredible honor. Please call me Charles," the man smiled. "I will have my assistant contact you with the details. Meanwhile, I would like to purchase this table for the gallery. It will make a stunning centerpiece." Jason could hardly believe his ears. "That would be amazing. Thank you so much." Charles nodded and handed him a business card. "My assistant will handle the logistics. I look forward to seeing more of your work, Jason." As Charles walked away, Jason felt a wave of relief and joy. He had done it. The months of hard work, the sleepless nights, and the countless hours in his workshop had finally paid off. He had not only made a sale, but also secured a spot in a prestigious gallery. The gallery exhibition was a huge success. Jason's table was the masterpiece, drawing admiration from art critics and collectors. The unique mix of wood and resin, combined with a careful craftsmanship, set his work apart. Orders began to pour in, and Jason found himself busier than ever. He expanded his workshop, hiring a small team of skilled artisans to help meet the growing demand. He continued to experiment with different types of wood and resin, pushing his creativity. Each piece he made was a testament to his passion and dedication. As his reputation grew, so did his business. He received invitations to exhibit his work at art shows and galleries across the country. He traveled to new places, meeting other artists and learning from their experiences. It was a whirlwind, but Jason loved every moment. Years later, Jason stood in his new bustling workshop, looking back on his journey with pride and fulfillment. The broken slab of black walnut had been the turning point in his career, a reminder of the power of perseverance and creativity. He had taken a chance, invested everything, and it had paid off in ways he could never have imagined. His work continued to evolve, each piece showing his growth as an artist. He stayed dedicated to his craft, always striving for excellence and pushing the limit of what was possible. and through it all, he never forgot the lesson he learned from the broken slab. Jason smiled as he ran his fingers over the new piece he was working on. It was another slab of black walnut, rich with swirls of dark and light green. It was a beautiful piece of wood, full of potential. As he prepared to pour the resin, he felt the same excitement and anticipation he had felt all those years. For Jason, the journey was never truly over. It was a continuous process of discovery and creation. Each piece, a new chapter in his life, and he couldn't wait to see what the future holds. Consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this.